Welcome to Florida, and today we're gonna check out a bunch of roadside attraction type stuff. Like there's that mural here from Lake Placid, Florida. This is the town of murals. There's dozens and dozens of murals around town, and some really interesting ones. So in this video, we're gonna find things like that. You know, weird, I don't think of the word weird as necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's kind of unusual, things you might not see normally when you're driving around, or things that are like roadside attraction type stuff, just like these murals here in Lake Placid. We're gonna go up north of a few towns and then head back south and see what we can find. Also in Lake Placid is Toby's Clown School and Museum, founded by a jokester named Keith Toby Stokes back in 1993. This institution started with hospital visits and balloon animals, but quickly grew into a full-fledged foundation that trains new clowns across Florida. And yes, you do get an official diploma for graduating from the school. Inside the museum, there's over 700 pieces of memorabilia like vintage figurines, oversized shoes, autographed clown portraits, and etc. Different clown memorabilia like that. There's also a gift shop offering clown-themed costume wear and decor for purchase. It's one of the few places you can earn a degree in ridiculousness. Ernest Hunt and Robert Gray created this tower, also in Lake Placid, in 1960 for $350,000, equivalent to $3 million in 2026. Some sources stated it was the tallest concrete block structure in the world when it opened, with 90,000 concrete blocks. But the magazine Florida Architect stated it was built of reinforced concrete. Another source stated the tower included 100,000 limestone blocks. However it was built, it's an impressive sight on the Lake Placid skyline. Because of low ticket sales, the tower closed in 1982, reopened in 1986. A small group of owners faced sluggish sales, and the tower and its restaurant continued to struggle. Despite features such as a petting zoo in its plaza and a payphone at the top billed as the highest payphone in Florida. The last owner, who operated the tower as a tourist attraction, lasted until 2003. It was then sold to become a cell phone tower. This is Harder Hall in Sebring, Florida. It was constructed in 1925 when developers were rapidly building luxury resorts to attract winter tourists. It opened in 1928 as a luxury resort overlooking Lake Jackson. The resort was named after its developers, Lewis Harder and Vincent Hall. Architect William King designed the building in the Spanish colonial revival style common among luxury Florida hotels in the 1920s. In 1953, the hotel was purchased and expanded into a major golf destination. In the 60s and 70s, Harder Hall hosted one of the first golf schools in the world, ran international golf and tennis camp for teenagers. Over the decade, the resort attracted famous guests including Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, Ali McGraw, and Mario Andretti. 1986, Harder Hall closed after financial troubles and filed bankruptcy. It was put on the National Register of Historic Places in the 1990s, and then in 2022, the long-abandoned hotel was purchased for $4 million, with restoration efforts underway to stabilize and revive this historic structure. We're in Highlands County, Florida, and this is the Maxwell House of Fruit. And this is the last citrus packing house left in the county. Apparently they got some really awesome ice cream. Let's go see. Okay, we're at the Maxwell House of Fruit. Got the orange ice cream. I don't do many taste tests on this channel, so here we go. Yeah, a little stronger flavor than I would say normal, that you would think. Excellent. It's a good stop. Just a little north of Frostproof, Florida. Got an old railroad bridge here that's full of graffiti. I'm not a big fan of the graffiti, but this is a pretty cool bridge. This is where the original Publix supermarket was located, opened by George Jenkins in 1953. It was considered one of the early masterpiece markets of the 1950s and represented a modern approach to supermarket design. The store was among the first Publix locations set back from the street with a large parking lot in front. Concept Jenkins adopted after seeing a similar shopping center in St. Louis. In 1964, this Publix closed when a newer store opened in a nearby shopping center. After the closing, the building was repurposed by several businesses over the decades. In 2012, Joe Tedder noticed the vacant building and recognized its historical significance to Lakeland, and it was renovated for $4.6 million, reopened as the Lakeland branch of the Polk County Tax Collector's Office. There's not very many ghost towns in Florida, or at least traditional ghost towns that we usually find on this channel, but this is where Brewster used to be. You can see that like tower over there. That was where they had a power plant. They did phosphate mining here. It was flourishing from about 1910 to 1960. And then it became a ghost town when that all shut down. So we'll take a walk over here, check things out. Here in Fort Meade, which has a really cool downtown that way, which we'll see in the small town downtown video. Right here by City Hall, you have your kind of typical military memorial. But over here, we have an area that designates this as the population center of Florida. In each decade, all census data calculates the center of the population of Florida, kind of moves from town to town usually, and now this is where it's at, here in Fort Meade. Also in Fort Meade, looks like a good place to eat to me. We're stopping here at the Cracker Trail Museum. Kind of a funny name. So a Floridian cracker basically refers to early pioneers who were cracking the whips on their cattle as they were driving through the area. And so it's where the term cracker comes from down here in Florida. We got a few things here. Let's walk around and check it out. A little back road action here. This is the Tom Gaskin Cypress Knee Museum that's obviously not open anymore. A cypress knee is like a knot in a tree. Looks like a knee. And so there used to be, I guess, multiple buildings and a big museum here. And yeah, there's not too much left. Walk around, see what we can find. Definitely would not want to be barefoot here. Stopping by Gator-Rama. I did not go into the actual park, but just stopped in the gift shop to check it out. This was founded in 1957 by a guy named Cecil Clemens. It's both a tourist attraction and a working alligator farm. Maybe next time I'll stay for a bit longer. We're in the Port Mayaca Cemetery, as you can see here, and it's kind of an unusual cemetery. So in 1928, there was a huge hurricane that hit this area. There were towns all around through here, a lot of development. We're near Lake Okeechobee, and the hurricane kind of wiped out a lot of these places. And to prevent disease, they decided to have a mass burial here. And so here's a stone that talks about 1,600 pioneers in this mass burial, 1928 hurricane. And so I guess all around here, you know, they didn't mark them. They were hastily kind of buried to prevent disease. So I guess they could be under us or all around us, but no headstones. And over here, these are the regular cemetery. But I guess the 1928 victims could be right under here. Getting close to the end of the day, and we're in Jupiter, Florida. And Jupiter, Florida is where Burt Reynolds lived. And he's not born here, but considered this kind of his home. And this is Burt Reynolds Park, although this is the only thing that says Burt Reynolds. There's no, memorials, or there's no information about Burt Reynolds here. So the Burt Reynolds Park, kind of strange that there's really nothing to honor Burt Reynolds. So I think Jupiter, Florida needs to figure something out to honor good old Burt. He was definitely one of my favorite actors, but deserving of more than just a sign. We're at Singer Island, and last summer I was up in Maine and I went to the easternmost point of the continental United States. And so this is the easternmost point of Florida. We'll see if we can get out there. It looks a little treacherous, but we're gonna try. Doesn't look too crazy awful. So I think this is as far as I'm gonna go. It doesn't look too bad for a moment or so, and then the water will be pretty crazy crashing in. So being the only person out here, I'm gonna just look at the easternmost point there. But hope you enjoyed this trip through weird Florida. Not everything was that weird, but certainly Florida has some strange things, some oddities that are unique, and I could probably make 10 videos titled Weird Florida. But hope you enjoyed this one, and next time I'll see you down a back road.
Stop it. Ready? Stop it. Okay. Okay. Ready. Look at this. I'm ready. I swear to God, I'm ready. We're off.